Coming to you live from Circuit de Monaco. It's round 7 of Season 5 of the top split here of the Breakout Racing League. Daniel Stevens with you here tonight for the Monaco Grand Prix, one that many drivers love and many drivers fear. And tonight we're going to see who really is the most elite of racers. Of course, with the walls as close as they are on either side, it's only going to be the best of the best who come out up top. So look forward to a good, tight, gritty battle here tonight for many of the top competitors here in BRL. Once again, round 7 this season, Season 5. Looking for a good one here tonight. Typically, this is round 6, getting some used to the new schedule here. You know, throwing around some races early on to make it a little bit different. We always like some change, especially here in F1 2020. So once again, round 7 here tonight, Monaco Grand Prix from Circuit de Monaco. Daniel Stevens will be your commentator here tonight. That will be me. So right now, looking at some guys coming out on their lap right here, and I cannot stress the importance of qualifying here tonight. This is by far the most important qualifying session that any of these drivers will be facing all season long. I think we all know just how hard it is to overtake here. Just in case you aren't, just look at this racetrack. I don't know how you can even think about making an overtake. As Charles Leclerc showed last season in 2019, it is very tough to pull off, even if you try and make it happen. So right now, just looking at some of these guys on their outlap, BRL Neymar being one of them. Ginger Horizon there as well. Chandler Seda looking to come off of a rough weekend here. Going to try and improve here tonight for Monaco, a track where he is pretty strong. And this track tends to benefit wheel users, so definitely pay attention to that. The guys who have that, quicker reaction on the steering given by that wheel, they're really going to have an advantage here tonight, where there's a lot of fast-changing corners like that right there of the swimming pool section, as we see Neymar negotiate that rather well. He is a pad racer, I believe. So, he's in the wall. So, yeah, I mean, that's just showing just how tough this is. If he's broken a little bit right there. Left end plate is gone. Just trying to get out of the way of some of these guys right now. We're about to start their lap, being one of them. Here he is coming up the hill, approaching the casino section of the UBS sign right there. Very quick through here. Once again, very important qualifying session. Do not expect anyone to put on those mediums. This is just all about track position. Not really going to get much of a strategy advancing on those yellow walls. So expect those red wall tires of the softs from each of your runners here tonight. Just trying to go for pole, trying to get up as high up the grid as they can. You see Chandler now coming through the very famous tunnel section here down the back straight of Monaco. Coming down to the Nouvelle chicane, a rather interesting bus stop chicane where you have to mount that curb on the right side, hook it up well to get a straight shot out to Tabak. Here he is now coming through Tabak. Very clean corner, by the way. He's having very solid lap right here. Going to take a lot of the curbing on the left side through the swimming pool chicane. Here he is through La Rascasse, approaching the final corner here of turn 19. And put the power down. Very clean exit as Hoop goes to the top. First one to set a lap time, 109.0. Chandler Seda across the line. He beats it by a good half a second there. 5/10, 108.562. So that's the benchmark so far for your runners. Well, a lot of these guys have yet to even finish their first lap. They're all out on it right now. Number 1 Finn Fan comes across the line, 110.1. Not the fastest lap in the world. He's going to want to improve on that. So we now see Ginger Horizon. There's Ferrari getting out of the way. I believe that was Master Berserk. Yes, it was getting out of the way of Ginger Horizon. Come around the final corner now of 19. New Zealand Ryan in third, 109.8. Chandler, say a bit of a weird graphic there as Ginger crossed the line. It said Chandler went fastest again. So mind that. Ginger Horizon tucks in 6th right there. Last of the current runners to set a lap time, but Jared will be coming across the line soon. Here he is, and wow, to the top, barely by only 0.04. He nabs provisional pole position here over Chandler Seda, but once again, we've still got 13 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the session, so a lot can change as it progresses, but so far looking good for Jared. Also looking good for Chandler here. A front row start, definitely something you're going to want. Whether it be pole or second place, there's a very good chance of getting the lead coming out of the first corner. That second spot gives you a better rotation around the outside of turn number 1 of Sandoval. So second place is not the end of the world here tonight, as it sometimes can be, where you feel like if you're not on pole, you got everyone hounding on you going into turn number 1. Tonight, definitely different. Mean Fern tucks in 10th right there behind ABR Burraps, who, just in case that's a gamer tag change, I believe that is a debut here tonight. Not too familiar with that name myself, as yes, I believe it is, with the loss of João Pedro. He's now BRL Pirandi's teammate there on the yellow Renault team. See how he can do here tonight at Monaco. Speaking of Pirandi, he's on his out lap right here, about to get this thing going. And just in case the game audio is a bit low here, it's very low on my end, I'm going to turn that up. See, they are going down the front straightaway, that being Pirandi. Going to start that lap right here. BRL Williams, the only one on an out lap right here. Everyone else has either set it or is on their lap right now. We're still in the pits, that being Master Berserk and Alan Hugo, and neither of them set a lap time yet. Alan Hugo likes to do his last difference challenges, as we saw a week ago from Spain. That is definitely not going to be in the works here tonight. You're not going to be able to get many overtakes done at all from that 15th grid position. So let's see when those guys do come out here and see how well they can do once they do come out here. Pirandi, here he is coming through Portier, coming down onto the tunnel. Like a bit of a scruffy corner right there. Got a lot of the exit curb, lost the back end a little bit. He's going to be looking to have a bit of a cleaner lap here as he rounds it out. Very deep of El Chicane, almost hitting the wall on exit, but keeps it together though, doing well at not putting it in the barriers. I mean, it's all about getting as close as you can without hitting them, ain't it? So here he is now coming through the swimming pool chicane. Actually does kiss the wall there on the right on exit. Not too much to slow him down though. Actually could have helped him a little bit. Helps correct the position of the car on the racetrack. Here he is coming down the straightaway to set his first flying lap. What's going to be placed? A 110.006. So good run for him. Believe he is a pad user, just like New Zealand Ryan. So 4th and 5th for those guys so far is rather solid. I know they expected to be running a little bit worse here tonight, so looking good so far for them. BRO Williams on a lap right now. Formerly Ferrarina, as we know. Here he is coming through. Doesn't avoid the bump, actually, approaching Maribou. A bit strange right there. It does tend to unsettle the car getting on the... But he continues without issue. Approaching a lap, though, of a Mercedes. Looks like that is probably New Zealand Ryan or DRC Jared. And yes, it is appear to be New Zealand Ryan. As he gets out of the way of BRO Williams, here he is coming now out of the tunnel. Emerges in the sunlight to go heavy on the brakes here. For the Novel Chicane. Mounts that curb on the right side. And a little bit right there. You saw as he got the power down on exit, but does a good job to keep the car pointed forward. Let's right on board of them through Sector 3, coming through that chicane, very fast through that chicane as you have to be. But B-Dunk now getting in the way a little bit in these final two corners. He's going to want to hope that B-Dunk a move on here. Not really an impact there on BR Williams. Here's across the line and improves one position up to 5th place, 109.8, so respectable effort right there for him. Take a look at New Zealand Ryan here. As yes, he is about to start his lap. As yes, crosses the line to get it going here with 10 minutes left in the session. New Zealand Ryan, what is he? He's won 4 races in a row. Yes, he has. He's won from Vietnam all the way to Spain. That being 4 races in a row. So he does not need to get anything done here tonight, really. He's got a very commanding point total right now over the opposition in second place of Pirandi. Is a 63-point gap. Coming in around 7. That's almost unheard of. So tonight tends to be a weaker track for him, so I don't think it's the end of the world at all, as he actually slides the car a little bit mid-rotation of Portier. Once again, a track where he tends to struggle a little bit. Not going to be much of a worry for him tonight due to the buffer that he has over the rest of the field, but this does appear to be a lap. Aside from that one slide he had through Portier, let's see what he can do as he comes through Tabac right here, very fast as we've seen. These guys are carrying so much speed through this sector of the racetrack. You have to if you want to go on pole. Coming through La Rascasse now, misses the apex by about half a car width. Don't think that'll cost him too much there. He is out of the final corner. DRS open, only one DRS straight on this racetrack, deviating from the norm, and up to 4th place he goes at a 109.371. Solid lap time there for Ryan. Once again, not typically where we see him, but for those pad users, this is something else here, trying to get a lap done around Monaco. Chandler Seda now out for an out lap right here. See if he can try and take the provisional pullback from DFC Jared, who is on a lap of his own. Coming down the hill, approaching Portier, gets on the power well, leaves actually a good car width between himself and the outside of the racetrack right there. Very safe exit right there for him. As you see, Alan Hugo is now finally on his first lap on the medium compound of tire. Very odd to see that. And it will actually turn the tire detail now on for you viewers, so you can see what the best time has been run on, but I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise, as yes, you can see it's all that red wall soft so far, aside from Hugo, but he hasn't even set a lap time yet. So don't be fooled by that just yet. Earl Neymar also on a lap right here, currently in 13th, going to want to improve a good bit. As we see, DRC Jarrett has actually gotten out of it, it appears. Yes, he has. He's gone into the pit lanes. That's going to be it for that run that he had going. Chandler Seda coming up to start his next lap right here. Having a very unrespective season. I mean, we know just how quick this guy is, but he's been having a lot of issues with this game, whether it be his connection or just the game, just kicking him in the spot where it really hurts. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, starting off at Australia when the car went to false retire mode. It's really just been on the down for him all season long, so he's going to try and get things going here tonight after last week when he really had a chance to win, but really got screwed up by connection issues once again. Let's get the track data up on here for you guys. You can see on the right side of your screen, Chandler has actually gone purple to the first sector right there. So keep an eye on that track on the right side of your screen. When you see purple or you see green, that means the driver is improving. If you see red, that means that lap is invalidated, and they're going to have to give it one more shot as the session continues. Here comes Chandler down the hill, locks up a little bit right there. Not too bad. Here he is now coming through Tabak once again. Such a fast corner, and he messes it up. Hits the wall on the right side. That's going to be some wing damage. His right end plate is gone, and wow! He flies through the swimming pool chicane and holds on to it on exit. Really had to work hard to not wreck the car right there. Does a good job of it, though, but the lap is well and truly over. He's going to have to come into the pits, give it another shot. He's got 6 minutes, 22 seconds left here. So a lot of time to still set a lap time here. Normally 6 minutes isn't too much, but at Monaco, the lap time is so short here. Tracks like this, Austria, places where the lap time is really quick. You do have a lot of time here with 6 minutes. You could theoretically do 2 runs here if you really wants to, possibly even a third. So we see Jared now on his out lap, already back out here as Hoopalicious is going for another run right here. What an interesting time to take a look at him, fishtailing, approaching the Lowe's hairpin. Lowe's hairpin being one of controversy this season, where Codemasters seems to have kind of killed first gear in a way, almost acts like a handbrake that slides the car in position. So it's really going to be a game of who uses first and who uses second to that Lowe's hairpin here tonight. If mastered, first gear will be quicker, but the safer route appears to be second, as Hoopalicious actually runs very deep going to Novell Chicane. That'll be the end of that lap right there. But he still, once again, has 5 minutes left to go here. Definitely time to improve. As Alan Hugo, by the way, is only on an out lap right now. Looks like he did not give it that run on the mediums. Don't understand why he went out on there. Maybe just to get an idea of what the grip level on the racetrack is. Didn't want to damage those softs he'd potentially want to use in the race. But he is now on a red wall right here, about to start his lap time. Take a look at him as he approaches the line here with 4 minutes 57 seconds left in the session. Making the first run here, the only one to not have set a lap time up to this point. So let's see what he can do from that position. Ahead of him, it appears there is a racing point. Do believe that is BRL Williams. Yes, it is, who is on a lap of his own, so that should not be an issue for Alan Hugo, who actually hits the wall behind there, as you can see, and actually looks like BR Williams is going a bit slow right here. This could be an issue for Alan Hugo, as they are coming through the Lowe's hairpin now. Alan Hugo, once again, we just saw he hit the wall coming out of the casino section, so he's going to want to try and clean up the lap a little bit from here on out, as yes, Williams gets out of the way for him. Looks like that was an in-lap for BR Williams, who silently moved up to third right there. Got around Hoopalicious, so a good run there for him so far in this session. Let's see if it sticks. There's still time for Hoopalicious and many others to improve. I'd be taking a look there at New Zealand Ryan and possibly make a charge at pole here, even though he is disadvantaged with that pad. Here now coming through La Rascasse is Alan Hugo. A bit of a lockup right there, and yeah, looks like he's given up on this lap. It was a little scruffy. Had a lot of moments where he almost crashed out, but he kept going and just realized right at the end it really wasn't worth completing. As we now see Mean Fern coming through the final corners, about to start his lap time. His teammate here tonight of Boss Cookie, after a rather controversial weekend a week ago from Spain, is not here tonight. So only one runner now for the Alpha Tauri camp is Mean Fern, obviously. There he is coming up the hill, approaching the casino section. 14th right now, last of the runners to have set a lap time, so he's going to want to try and improve here. Everybody likes Mean Fern. Everyone can root for Mean Fern, so let's hope he has a good lap right here as he goes down the hard on the brakes into Maribor, approaching the Lowe's hairpin right here. Let's see what gear he puts it in. It appears to be second. Yep, so once again, he's one of those guys using second through the Lowe's hairpin. Here's approaching Portier now, getting a good run out of there. A very clean run out of there, actually, approaching the tunnel section. Hit that late apex in the tunnel, setting up a straight exit now down the hill to the Novell chicane. Turns in rather early, actually, does he, but that's not the end of the world as it sets up a good run through the series of corners after that. As no, man, he was on a pretty clean lap right there. I might have jinxed him. He went in very hard into Tabak, hit the wall on exit, and that will be wing damage, compromising the rest of his lap. Let's see if he pits right here, and yes, he does. He will have time to put on another set of tires here, 2 minutes 26 seconds left. So it's not the end of the world here for Mean Fern, but definitely was looking like a clean lap, so he's going to be upset with that mistake that he made right there at the end. ABR Burraps on a lap right here, in 11th place so far. Not too bad, but not the best position to be in. 11th place is normally something that a lot of drivers will envy because you get that free selection of tire choice, but not something you want here tonight. You just want track position away. And if you're in the back, I mean, sure, you've got mediums, but what are you going to do? How are you going to pass these guys and get around them? So let's see what ABR Burraps can do to try and work his way up into that top 10 at least here. Master Berserk directly ahead of him, 3/10 off. Deer Hunter another 2/10 up, making it a half a second now on Burraps. So let's see how much he can improve as he comes through Tabak. Looks like a good clean run. Not the fastest in the world, but it looked like the cleanest. And he actually goes purple to the middle sector, interestingly enough. So look at that for ABR Burraps. Not too shabby. As here he is coming through the final corner of turn 19. Minute 21 seconds left in the session. So we're going to be seeing a lot of final runs here as Burraps comes across the line. What's it going to be for him? He doesn't even improve. So wow, looked like a very strong lap, but possibly threw it away in the first and third sector. Lost a lot of time in those two sectors. Not going to be good enough to move him up the order here. Oh, not Mean Fern right there. Little tight quarters right there. Very thin part of the racetrack, not where you want to catch. So whoever that was, they're going to be thankful of Master Berserk for getting right there. And guys who have started their final run include Chandler, Seda, BRL Williams, and Pirandi here. So let's see what Chandler does. Currently, he taps the wall a little bit on the exit of Tabak. But what can he do? Here he is coming through the swimming pool chicane. Hits the wall again on exit. Oh no, looks like, yeah, that's going to be looked into, I believe. DR really getting in the way of Chandler, and they even make contact, throwing Chandler in the front wing damage to his Alfa Romeo. Going to end his session, as well as that of Jared. He also has wing damage, and this really up all the final there. They're not going to be able to get the gap that they want to set a lap time with clean air, so I think this is potentially killed the session for a lot of these drivers. Their attempts of going for pole, you hate to see it. That was very, very unfortunate. Just could have been made there between Chandler and Jared, but I think more of the blame has to go on the Mercedes of the view that I got of it. As Jared gets out of the way now of his teammate, New Zealand Ryan, who instantly puts it in the wall. So that's going to be it for Ryan now. Wow. A lot of craziness going on right now as he retires on track. That's going to be something that the stewards aren't going to like right there. Because, yeah, look, his coast car is going to be continuing around the racetrack in front of some of these guys. Deer Hunter, by the way, up to 5th across the line. This is a track that he loves, and he's showing it right there, going way ahead of where he usually runs. We tend to see him down in the bottom of the points. Up to 5th now, making it a 4-5 for the Racing Point, so a good qualifying session for them. But can anyone beat them? Oh, geez, Hoopalicious is in the wall in Larasca. What is going on? I believe that's Alan Hugo. Yes, it is. Who's smashed into the wall with his left front tire flailing all over the place. This is just insanity in the final minutes here at Monaco qualifying. This is not what you like to see as we now see Mean Fern come around the final corner. He's invalidated his lap with wing damage himself. Another one to fall victim to damage here right at the end. Is anyone else on a lap? I don't believe so, and it looks like that will do it for your session here from Monaco. Wow, well, that was not something that you tend to see, especially from the talent level of these guys. Just a lot of poor communication between the drivers getting the lap set up right there at the end. Almost like Monza 2019, except at Monaco here. Very odd. Tend to just give each other a lot of leeway there. As Chandler gets the 5-position grid penalty for the Jared incident. I don't know. I may have gotten it wrong. To the view that I got, it looked like Jared was the one more at fault, but the game has decided Chandler will be the one to pay the price. Not too sure he's going to be happy with that, so it'll be 8th place for him. So now looking at it, as crazy that ending was, you could see just how tight these guys were for pole position. DRC Jared is your pole sitter there. Hoopalicious in 2nd place. 0.01 seconds off of him there. Very, very close. And your third place finisher in qualifying will be BRL Williams, making it a second row lockout for the Racing Point. Not what you see a lot of this season, especially on other racetracks. But now here at Monaco, everything changes. The whole mentality changes. And what do you know? You get different results as a result. But once again, a lot of craziness there. If you're just tuning in for the race here, qualifying was rather crazy, if you ask me. A lot of contact in the Larascast right before these guys were going to get their final runs in. And it really, really paid the price for a lot of these drivers. I mean, there was damage, there was invalidations, there was just insanity all around. And I think there will be some reviewing to do after the night is over. Could be some penalty points awarded for whatever happened. I don't have the view of everything, but there will certainly be game clips that will allow for that decision to be made as the week progresses. But now we have to look at the now. And the now is the Monaco Grand Prix. It is almost time to get green here. 25 seconds till the formation lap is a go. This is normally where we make our picks of ones to watch and the ones to win the race. We'll get a look at the starting order here, though, and make those calls once we load in for the formation lap. Once again, it'll be a 35-lap race here tonight, for any of you wondering. A lot of these guys are going to be looking to get that one stop done. You don't want to have to pit more than once here at this racetrack, where track position is A-okay, what you want. And let's see what happens as this formation lap goes. We tend to see some contact at this racetrack on the formation lap. Don't want to see it here tonight. So it gets a clean get off here. It's crazy you even have to say that, but this track is just, it causes insanity, as we've seen in the past and many times before. But either way, it is now time to make the selections for ones to watch and the one to win the race here tonight. You viewers back at home, I think you really have to pay attention to Alan Hugo. I said it right at the beginning. He always starts in last, and he's always trying to get up to the front. He did it a week ago, starting from dead last in 17th, finishing in third on the podium there at Spain. So let's see what he can do here tonight from the back of the grid at Monaco. It's going to be a much taller ask and a much more difficult one to accomplish, but let's see what he can do from 15th. Someone you should also take a look at is Bidonk there in 7th place. He was saying that this is just a night where he just wants to get through. He doesn't care what happens as long as he doesn't wreck out. He's there at 7th place, a solid run for him, and he has said his qualifying paces have been far superior to his race pace. So at a track where race pace honestly doesn't matter that much due to the inability to overtake, I think Bidonk can really hold on to that 7th place and see what he can do as the race progresses. As for my one to win the race, it is very hard to pass. I'm going to straight up say I think Jared's going to run away with this. Not necessarily sure that he will be the fastest one, but having that pole position is just going to pay dividends for him, as you will see as the race gets going here right off the green flag. There they are coming out of the final corner now. Going to be lining up in the grid spots for the 7th time this season. Oh my God, it has left the session. Let me send him an invite right now. And it does not appear. Oh, yep, there it is. Let's get him in here right now. He has connection issues all season long, and there's another example of it right there. Only on the formation lap he loses connection. Send him the invite. It has been sent, so let's hope he gets in here as soon as he can. Alan Hugo is now lined up in his final grid spot there. 15th place. We're ready to get things going. The lights are coming on ahead of the drivers. We now have 5 lights. And it's time to action for Monaco. Looks like a good start there for Jared. He's going to be able to protect the lead well going into the first corner. Hoopalicious only at his rear tire side by side going in. Single file immediately going up the hill. Behind them though, Bidonk alongside. Bidonk was able to get ahead of Deer Hunter right there. Excellent start for him up into 6th place, and a terrible start from 4th all the way down to 7th. He lost 3 positions in just the first corner. Here they are coming through Maribor single file racing as we actually see some double file in the back right there. ABR Burap's making a move on Ginger Horizon, as in front of them looks like Chandler Seda is clipping through number 1 FinFan, as he is a ghost car due to Chandler's connection. So that's going to throw a spanner in the works for these guys in the back of the grid here. Looking all over the place trying to get around that ghost car, but either way, they get through it cleanly coming down to the Noval chicane. DRC Jared is the year leader by 7/10 now over Hoopalicious. 2nd place belonged to BRL. That in 3rd. Perandi behind in 4th, and it looks like there has been an incident. Yellow flags are out. It looks like it is Chandler Seda. What has happened? It's like his ghost car has gone around. I don't know how that happened. I mean, Okay, I mean, you can't really make contact with a ghost car, but it has gone around nonetheless. Either way, back up to the front. DRC Jared leads your first lap here for Monaco. He did everything he needed to hold on to that lead. Frankly, that's just called taking the racing line because it's very hard to pass, as I've said numerous times. But there in second place is Hoopalicious, only 2/10 back. He's closed in a good bit there out of turn number 1. Jared had a 5/10 gap a second ago. Now it's only down to 2 and now 4, as we now have a virtual safety. Yes, we do. Chandler Seda has DNF'd. He's given up on it. Oh, man. You gotta feel for the guy. You're gonna swig of water right there. Moment of silence for Chandler. Why not? It was a dual-purpose water break right there. But feel bad for the guy. He's been having just a shamble of a season. Safety has been deployed. Jared, your leader once again. Place belongs to Hoopalicious. Williams there in third. See what happened. They get racing, but yeah, Chandler's season, what is it? You look at it right here, he's in 13th and best finish being 6th place, just not typically what you see out of him. It's going to be a DNF here tonight. Started with the formation. Really feel bad for the guy. But either way, green flag is back in the air here. Lap 2, beginning now lap 3 from Monaco. Looks like Jared has had a very clean day, getting a 6/10 gap now over Hoop, going up the hill of Sector 1. Approaching the casino section for the 3rd time, and now B-Dunk already, man, with a penalty. Not many play pick up a penalty here, but looks like he's been able to get it done there in the first corner. Not good for him. Here he is now coming down the hill towards Marabou in 6th place there. Not looking great for him so far. That 3 seconds is really going to hurt him if he does hold up these guys as he has anticipated himself to with his poor race pace. Be drivers gaining positions over him right at the end. It's going to be crazy. But either way, it is early. He can always pull away. We don't know what will happen. There's a long way to go here for Monaco. Perhaps I said 35 earlier. It is 39, mind me. We are now coming to for the 3rd time. Jared's ahead of Hoop out there in the lead. 3 from the field right here. Williams, Parandi now 1.6 seconds back on these guys. He's going to have to put his head down if he wants to close in a little bit right. Behind them, New Zealand Ryan, by the way, in 5th, very close to Parandi. If DRS was available, yes, it is available. The safety car was only virtual, so it did not cancel it out. DRS is available for these guys. Once again, only one section here on the racetrack where you get the DRS, that being the front straightaway. New Zealand Ryan had it on Parandi there this time by. He's going to have it again this time by, as long as he stays in that 1 second window. As here they are now on lap 4. Getting blown up with invites right here. Hold on. This is... All right, so hold on a second. Apologize for the break right here. Alright, well, I hope things are looking good on the other end of the stream. Not too sure what's going on. Apparently there is a lot of issues with the broadcast. I apologize if there is a full safety car now in the time that I was trying to rate there by my higher-ups. But yeah, it looks like safety car is out. What happened? Looks like Horizon's out of the race. Looks like something happened there with him. Apologize. Safety car is out here on lap 5. Man, I gotta take a look here. Nah. Sure what's going on with the coverage. Really apologize if this is not looking too crisp here tonight. Not too sure what the problem is. But either way, now this is a time where we could take a out what's going on. So Ginger Horizon is out once again. ABR Burap's now in 13th. He was higher up, now 45 seconds behind the rest of the grid here on just the pace laps of the safety car. So yeah, I think he was involved there. He and Ginger Horizon, something must have happened while trying to take care of the stream. Apologize for what's going on. But yeah, he's down. He's going to be catching up here. He's got a new front wing, it appears. I haven't pitted, I think. We'll see where he closes in now. In 12th. Just a lot of these guys have pitted, put on hard compound tires. Looking away there. Interesting that you see the hards here. Tend to be a racetrack where there's tire wear, but these guys are running those hards rather than the mediums to the finish. So maybe the tire wear is a bit stronger than what we tend to see here. So tire wear could certainly be an issue. as we now see the leaders now in the pit lane. Let's hope they don't get held up too much by the Delta. I think they'll be fine. They're going to come out here ahead of these other guys who benefited from the initial safety car coming out. But actually, here comes B-Dunk. He's flying. He might couple these guys. And yes, he does. Up at a 5th place, possibly, yes, 5th place for B-Dunk there. Wow. As actually now, looks like New Zealand Ryan had just gotten him on the exit of the pit lane. That will be 5th place for New Zealand Ryan. B-Dunk's going to have to settle for where he was running there. It's Ryan. So, yeah, I think B-Dunk, these guys were able to pit. These guys further back were able to jump in the pits immediately. Paid off big time for B-Dunk here, who's gotten around New Zealand Ryan, who had to adhere that a Delta, a full lap around. But then that Delta went away the second the leader crossed the line. So B-Dunk and the other drivers of the like will fly on that lap, coming up to the pits there while the leaders were in. So that has paid off well for him. He's in the top 5 now. So once again, the one to watch for tonight, B-Dunk there in 5th place, and the other one to watch there of Alan Hugo in 10th. Very solid start for the two of them right here. Only 6 laps in, having gained spots. That's always something you can celebrate here at Monaco. As we now take a look here, DRC Jared once again still your leader. BRO Williams was able to jump Hoopalicious in the pits. How about that? Sorry noticing it now, but thankfully to the safety car, there's time to notice it have happened. So BRO Williams is now your 2nd place runner, and he has opted for the medium compound of tires. So has Hoopalicious. But Jared has put on those white wall hards, so that could really mess with some strategy here. I mean, it's going to be very tough to pass, as we all know, but with that fresher rubber that Williams has, there's a chance that he could try to get a move done. Not very easy at all, no, but there's always the potential of getting something done on the fresher tires. Let's see what he can do on those. Behind them, Pirandi. I think Pirandi benefited from this safety car big time. He was lagging behind a good 2 seconds off the top 3 when it came out. Now he's got the chance to catch back up. And if Jared really does hold these guys up, compound tires that can allow this train to build and can allow Pirandi to stay in tow with these guys. Very good chance. The penalties can decide the finishing results here tonight. As I've said, B-Dunk already has one, so he is effectively not in 5th place right now with those 3 seconds that he picked up on the VSC restart. So if other guys like B-Dunk start getting penalties to have a train as this race progresses, you're going to be seeing a lot of positions gained and lost right at the death of the session coming across to take the checkered flag. So we'll see how that happens as the race progresses. So far, let's take another moment here. Looks like we're going to be going green this time by. Everyone is caught up. I hope the stream is looking good now. Turned that bit rate down. Yes, the safety car is in this lap. I'm not at home. Trust me, I'm not I'm not where I normally am, where it's pretty bad. But it is apparently here, so apologize if that is the case. Let's try and put it past us. Get on with this race here tonight. As here they are coming through La Rascasse, creeping around. DRC Jared keeping these guys in tow. He is the leader. He decides when he wants to go here. As now he comes out onto the main straightaway, still holding, and now he has punched it. Green flag back in the air for Monaco. We are restarting on lap number 8. Looks like a very good jump there for DRC Jared. Hoopalicious putting pressure on Williams to the left side, as Williams actually gets a poor exit out of turn number 1 of Saint-Devaud. Here we go, going up the hill. Hoopalicious is not able to get alongside, though. He's going to have to stay behind him in 3rd place. Pirandi right behind them as well, but he is on hard, so don't expect him to keep up unless Jared holds these guys up on his hards as well. Here they are coming through the Lowe's hairpin now for the 8th time. Only the 5th time at speed, I believe. We've had so many yellow flags. But here they are now coming through rather cleanly out of Portier. Clean exit for Jared, but an even better one for Williams on those mediums. Let's see what he could do. Might make a move here. He's looking, what's right on board. Going to look to the right side, but no, he's just going to tuck in on the racing line and stick it behind Jared coming through the Novell chicane. So here we are now coming through Tabak for the 8th time. Williams once again holding in tow, 3/10 behind on those medium compound tires. This will be something we got to look. Potential of making a move here is as high as it can be with that tire advantage, and he's got to capitalize on it now if he really can. No DRS, obviously, as the safety car has come out, restarted a lap ago if you're just tuning in. So in 2 time, you will see the DRS will be enabled once again. As look at that, yes, it's a poor exit for Jared as Williams able to get alongside. They're side by side coming up to the casino section. It looks like Williams is going to be able to get it done. Yes, it switches to the right side. A lot of contact, and Jared has to concede the position. Look at that. Williams up into the lead, but I do think there is some damage to his front wing. No, it appears to be clean. There was a lot of contact there, but he was able to get it done. Don't see that every day. Got to give the props to him. But it was a mistake there by Jared. He had a very poor exit out of turn one. I was a bit late to seeing it. But Williams will capitalize, get alongside, and work his way up into the lead. Wow. Haven't seen him in the lead once this season. It's dominated by that guy in 5th place. As now Jared actually goes deep into the Novell chicane, going to give the potential for Hoopalicious on exit. But no, looks like Jared just kind of goes with it, doesn't give up any time. So, man, I don't know. That could be a penalty there if it's looked into after the race. If it isn't already, can almost guarantee that's going to be a warning for him. As now Deer Hunter picks up a 3-second time penalty. They're starting to come into full effect here as we're racing close quarters with a lot of these guys. Really easy to make mistakes when you're in the dirty air through some of these really fast corners, especially of that in the 3rd sector. But here we are now on lap number 10. First time in the double digits here tonight on the lap count. Going up the hill, Jared gets a cleaner exit out of turn 1 than he did a lap ago. And that's going to keep his position of 2nd safe for the moment. Hoopalicious, though, very close behind. This is a very similar situation to what we saw a minute ago of Williams right behind Jared on that medium compound tire versus the hards. And it's the same here for Hoopalicious, also on those medium. So let's see what happens. Behind them, Pirandi 1 second back on his hards. And behind him is New Zealand Ryan on medium. So we actually have 2 situations here of the sorts where you have a driver on the hards getting pressurized by the guy behind them on the medium. So let's see if there can be an overtake here. We saw it a minute ago. It's possible to pass here tonight. We've seen it. Let's just see if it can, be a regular thing. I doubt it, but it would always be exciting if that were the case. Behind him of New Zealand Ryan, looks like B-Dunk didn't have a very good restart. He was able to give up the position to New Zealand Ryan that he had gained under the safety car sequence there. When it came out, B-Dunk was able to pit right as it came out. The other guys had to putt around for another lap as B-Dunk was hard on the gas. That really paid dividends for him getting around New Zealand Ryan over strategy, but just wasn't able to hold on to his. B-Dunk loses the back end big time there coming out of turn number 1. Very similar to Jared. But Deer Hunter is not able to capitalize like his teammate did. Would have been very funny if you Racing Point also like the same team there, almost making an identical move as his teammate did, as actually pokes to the right side looking there on Maribou, on B-Dunk coming down the hill. So Deer Hunter looking a little feisty here. B-Dunk is on hards. And once again, Deer Hunter there is on those yellow mediums, so there's a good chance of an air. So B-Dunk driving very defensively here. We might see a move from Deer Hunter coming through the tunnel, but no, B-Dunk has applied that overtake mode. He's got that ERS flowing. He's not going to be having any trouble with Deer Hunter this time around. Once again, long way to go though. And doing a solid job. Captain of others started 10th, running 8th, about a net positive in positions gained. ABR Burraps riding behind Neymar right here. Neymar missed the apex big time to the right-hander of the swimming pool chicane. And runs very wide there through Larascas as well. So Neymar going to have to clean it up a little bit right here if he doesn't want Burraps to be right on his gearbox as this run continues. Back up to the lead though. Williams driving away from Jared as he should be. Got the medium tires on right there. A lot faster than the hards that Jared will be running. But at the end of the race, assuming that Williams is planning on going to the end, which he should be, Jared will be coming back on those hards there. They will be less worn by the time the race is over, as we've seen many times with those harder tires. So let's see what he can do when this race wraps itself up right at the end, assuming there is no more safety cars, by the way. That could always shake things up, get another restart in. Possibly anything can happen at that point. Or as of now, it's just a game of pulling away, I believe, for Williams. Pulling away while also managing the gap in a way that he can save those tires. Doesn't want them to burn off as the race continues. And sliding through the exit of the swimming pool chicane is not how you're going to save those tires. You want to clean that up next time by. And Jared in second place once again, Hoop in third. And they have really opened up on Pirandi here. He might be able to keep up with the struggling Jared. But no, he's been falling back like a rock. And New Zealand Ryan might actually get a move done here on him. Looks to the left, swings to the right, but no, just has to back out of it, get on the brakes early. Closes right up there at the end of the front straightaway. The wall swings in from the left, inward towards the right. It looks like B-Dunk's under fire here from Deer Hunter, who's looking to the left side. Saw a good taste of it. It's now Alan Hugo's now out of the race. Oh. Yeah, looks like he actually retired in the pits, so I don't think it was a crash there for Alan Hugo. Just giving up here and coming in the pits and calling it a day. Not what you want to see. He was one of the ones to watch here tonight, starting in 15th place. He was gaining positions rather well, up into 10th at one point. Looks like he has given up here. Not too sure what happened with his race. Sure, we'll get more insight on it after the race has continued and ended. But that's going to be the end of his night. Sorry for Alan Hugo fans. That's going to be it here for his run for Monaco. Lap 13, unlucky 13, by the way, for Alan Hugo, that he called the retirement button. So here we are, though, about to be lap 14. Williams coming out of the final corner, and he is not pulling away from Jared the way he should be. It was 2 seconds a minute ago. Now it's only 1.5, so I think Jared has kind of gotten his head down. He's cleaned up some of the mistakes that he's made. And he's starting to reel him back in here. Going to be interesting to see if he can close in, really, all that quickly. I mean, once again, we were saying, those tires are going to be much better at the end of the race, not right now. The advantage is definitely in the hands of the medium runners, but Jared doing a rather good job here of closing in 1.6 seconds now. So let's see what he can do as it continues. If he continues to eke into that lead, that's going to be a little bit concerning for Williams. You'd want to be driving away right now, but that just is not the case at the moment. Behind Jared, by the way, Hoopalicious is kind of just stuck there at 6/10, hasn't closed in, hasn't given up, so he's kind of just riding, kind of keeping those tires in check, doesn't want to be too close to overheat them very much. But right now it's 6/10 behind Jared. I mean, you'd want to get around him ideally, but looks like that's just not something that's going to be in the window here for him at the moment. A bit too far back to get the move done. And as I say that, though, it gets very close to these final 2 corners. But nah, just a poor exit out of turn 19. Jared's going to be able to drive away with it. DRS is given to Hoopalicious, though. No DRS for Jared, obviously. 1.5 seconds behind Williams. So that's not to be treated with that some of these guys will be. Behind those two, by the way, Pirandi still holding up Ryan big time. Going up the hill, Pirandi going a bit defensive here on Ryan, who takes a look to the left side. But he's not able to get alongside. He's just going to have to tuck in the dirty air of Pirani, as we've seen time and time again. And I'm afraid we're going to see that more and more as the night continues. Very hard to pass, obviously, here on the streets of Monaco. Behind them, B-Dunk 3 seconds behind. Yes, very big gap between those two. As Deer Hunter, by the way, not a big gap at all. Right behind B-Dunk, only 2/10. Now coming out of Portier onto the tunnel now. They are. This is the closest I've seen Deer Hunter all night long to the back end of B-Dunk. Might be able to take a look here. Looks to the left, but no, he's just going to have to tuck in, as we've seen numerous times. Behind them, Master Berserk, 6/10, also riding there at 6th, kind of like Hoopalicious. 6/10 gap right there. He's in 8th place. Ooh, pops the wall a little bit there on the left right there. Very similar to the Ferraris that qualified a season ago. He is a Ferrari, funnily enough, but yes, hits the wall, not ideally for him. Don't want to hit that too much. That can cause some end plate damage to really run your race rampant, because you don't want that wing damage. Really brings on a ton of understeer, and the potential for hitting the wall again is extraordinarily high. That's not what these guys want. Also causes you to turn the car a lot more, which causes much more wear on those front tires. You don't want to damage that wing, so it's really just all about keeping it clean, not hitting those barriers. So Master Berserk's going to want to avoid that as the race continues, as is everybody. But here we are now coming through the Lowe's hairpin for the 16th time. Already the 16th time is going by rather quickly, not going to lie. A bit more exciting than probably anticipate out of Monaco so far, but here we are coming through the tunnel. New Zealand Ryan all over Pirandi, once again not close enough to get the move done. Ahead of them, Williams looks like he's starting to eke out the lead now on Jared, as B-Dunk picks up another penalty. That's not good for him. I believe he picked it up in the Novell chicane. Yes, he did, as he's had the pressure of Deer Hunter in his mirror this whole race so far, at least on this run. As now Master Berserk behind them picks up the penalties, so, oh man. A lot of these penalties are starting to kick in here now on lap 17, lap 16 for these. Oh no! Looks like there was contact with Deer Hunter getting out of the final corner. B-Dunk was hit and sent sideways. What a save there by B-Dunk. Gotta give him credit to hold on to the car right there. But he's going to be very frustrated with the racing point ahead of him of Deer Hunter, and potentially with Master Berserk, because he's looking and making a move here going into the casino section, but no, not able to get it done. Had to get on the brake. Oh no, as Beedunk hits the wall through the casino section coming down to Marabou. That will cause an end plate to fall off of his front wing. And Master Berserk was able to capitalize. Beedunk has lost 2 spots in the matter of 1 sector. So that is not good at all for him. Gotta feel bad for the guy. He's having a good run right there. I just think those hard tires caught up to him. It's very tough to get around this racetrack on those tires with how little grip that they have. And it happened. He got in the wall there, broke the wing, allowed Master Berserk to slip through. But the contact with Deer Hunter, I do believe that will be at fault of the Racing Point there. He got out. I don't know, Beedunk had a poor exit, but it is Deer Hunter's job to not back of him, and he did, sending him sideways down the straightaway. Still can't believe he saved that. Got to give the credit to Beedunk. That could be save of the night, but we'll see. And a lot of time to go, a lot of time for that to be dethroned. You could see something crazy happen in one of these other corners. But Beedunk is going to pit here. He's got that wing damage, and he has decided too much to bear with. So he is going to come in, get another wing on there. Putting on the old wall, by the way, doesn't have another set of hards, I don't believe. So he's just going to have to stick it out on these mediums. They will be a bit weak at the end, but right now they will be a lot grippier than what he was just dealing with those hards. This will promote Neymar up into 10th in the points right here. He's had a very, very quiet race, not too impressive. Very just quiet here at the back. He's going to be promoted up into 10th, though, to the misfortune of others, so got to give him credit. Solid right there. And the craziness of what has happened with those guys in the battle for 6th place, New Zealand Ryan did get around Pirandi, so he's up into 4th place right now. Not what this competition needs. They do not need Ryan gaining any positions pointly that he has right now, especially for the fact that Pirandi is 2nd place in the points. He definitely didn't want to see New Zealand Ryan get past, but he had gotten it done. Not too sure where the move happened. My apologies for missing it, but there was another battle at hand. Got to pick one, and I think we made the right choice there. There was a bit of the craziness going on with those 3. All right, another water break, but either way, behind him, looks like Pirandi is now under pressure from Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter moving from one guy to the other. A minute ago it was Beedunk, and now it is BRL Pirandi. Deer Hunter's been doing a good job of just breathing down the neck of these guys, forcing them into mistakes. And he gave a little bit of help to Beedunk to force the mistake as well, but purpose is to make that is to apply the pressure as much as he can. And that's what he's doing once again here on Pirandi now, coming across to Portier. Now going through the tunnel for the 19th time for Deer Hunter. Right behind Pirandi, slipstream. Probably overtaken Gage right here. Let's see what he can do. Looks to the left side, just letting Pirandi know I am here. But not close enough to poke his nose in and make a move, at least this time around. Behind him, Master Berserk has fallen away. 1.3 seconds now. Looks like Beedunk was holding up Deer Hunter enough, and Master Berserk was able to keep in tow. Once Deer Hunter was set free, he was able to drive away. But now that it looks like it is stalling out once again due to the fact that Pirandi is rather slow here in 5th place. So it's allowing Master Berserk to close back in. Yes, now down to 9/10, 1.3 a second ago. So see if he can get himself up there into that battle for right there. And we've seen a good decent amount of overtaking here tonight. Not gonna lie, it's been solid. And here we are now, exactly halfway through the race, starting lap 20. 20 to go here tonight for Monaco. 39 laps is the distance. 40 is definitely the more satisfying number, but 39 is what we got to live with due to the fact that the 100% distance is 78. Either way, 20 to go right now. It'll be 19 when they hit the line this time by. 3-second time penalty now for Hoopalicious. Not a worry to him. He's 6.8 seconds ahead of New Zealand. Unless he really starts to slip up here and gets a couple more, that will be a worry for him. But right now it isn't. Look at Deer Hunter, though. Look at the left side of Pirandi. Got a lot closer than he did a lap ago. But once again, not able to commit fully to the move. And this is really letting Master Berserk close in. Yes, now only 2/10 behind Deer Hunter. You just watched that gap completely disappear between the... Oh, geez, almost contact there as Deer Hunter got on the brakes very early into the swimming pool chicane. Master Berserk almost hit him, but I don't believe he did. Very close, as now Pirandi comes into the pit lane. Very interesting right here. Did he pick up... Let's take a look. Looks like the team is getting a front wing ready. Yes, looks like they are changing a front wing there on Pirandi. Unfortunate for him. Looks like he was very slow, and I do think it was damaged. Didn't get a good look at it, but I do believe it was damage. He was going very slow, really holding up Deer Hunter and Master Berserk here. But now they are free to push. 5th and 6th now. Pirandi is in their rearview mirrors. in no way a factor now, down in 9th place. Still in the pits, by the way. What's going on there? Possibly a penalty that he had to serve. He was getting held there. It's unfortunate for him. He was running well up in 5th place, but in a blink of an eye, now he's down in 9th, only with 2 points here. So he's got a long way to go if he wants to try and catch up to the never. His teammate of ABR Burap's 6.8 seconds up the road. Got a long time to get that gap closed down, though, as behind them, look at B-Dunk. B-Dunk was completely off the Rose hairpin, trying to make a move on Neymar, but wasn't able to get it done right there, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's his 3rd of the race. It's going to be 9 seconds now for the McLaren, who now, by the way, you can see has the correct paint scheme, thanks to Codemasters updating that. But B-Dunk, by the way, that was... I have never seen anyone that deep down on the inside trying to make a move for the Lowe's hairpin. But yeah, I mean, he paid the price for it. Going to be a 3-second time penalty. I don't think that's honest, though, because he did not gain any time. In fact, he lost time by trying to make that move. He's going to have to live with it now as he actually cuts the swimming pool chicane as well. So that's going to be another warning for him. So B-Dunk on thin ice here with another penalty possibly coming his way. But here he is now with DRS looking to the inside of Neymar. Yes, contact between them. Oh man, Neymar forces B-Dunk onto the curb, gives him another penalty, but get past with a broken front wing. His right end plate is gone. Seen another move here, a bit forceful from B-Dunk, but he was able to get the move done. Do believe Neymar could have been a bit more friendly, though. Did not give him much room on the right side. Got to be a little bit more graceful to your competition, if you ask me there, from Neymar. So let's see if B-Dunk sends him a little of them. You know, we tend to see some B-Dunk tweets after these races. Potentially one coming Neymar's way. We'll see. But yes, that was heavy contact between two of them, and it did cause damage, I believe, to B-Dunk. He's got an end plate missing there on the right side, oddly enough. The contact came from the left. So, I mean, possibly the damage came from something else. Is actually Neymar behind him, picks up a penalty of his own. Bit of karma there for him. Oh no, as B-Dunk hits the wall, and now he's got very little front wing on that right side. The end plate was the only thing missing, but now he's got some veins missing as well, as you can only see. About only 2 of them now on that right side. Will he pit here? No, he stays out. Don't think you really can pit here. You're in 10th. Neymar's behind you. Very hard to pass. Just stick it out, I guess. I mean, he's 7.4 seconds behind Pirandi. I don't think the chances of closing in are there anyway. It's a wise decision here for B-Dunk to just stay out, but Neymar could come back on him now with that front wing damage to the McLaren. Behind them, Mean Fern kind of just running on his own here. 10 seconds behind. Completely on his own and dead last here of 12th place. Just kind of riding along right here, hoping that someone else disconnects or crashes or penalties go his way. He could get himself into the points here. As we've seen, B-Dunk has a lot of penalties. Very good chance some of these other guys have a penalty as well. Could really allow Mean Fern to gain some spots here. As he also has front wing damage. That right end plate is gone. So this track really starting to conquer some of these drivers here tonight. A lot of front wing damage scattered all over the racetrack, especially coming from Mean Fern now and B-Dunk. Back up at the front, though. Haven't taken a look at him in a little while. BRO Williams kind of just checking out now. 2.7 seconds ahead of Jared. Why don't we ride along with it? I was actually, no, behind them, Pirandi and ABR Burap's actually move being made. And no, it's not a move. ABR Burap's has come into the pit lane. Looked like he had wing damage of his own. Yes, they're changing the front wing on that Renault there. He's now going to come out on the racetrack behind B-Dunk Neymar. Potentially Mean Fern. Let's see where Mean Fern comes out here. No, I do not believe Mean Fern will come out ahead of Burap's, just how far back he is. But Pirandi is going to be promoted up in 8th place. That's good for his chances at limiting the damage of his poor run here tonight. Got to try and reduce how many positions he loses on New Zealand Ryan, because that is his title rival at the moment. But either way, we're about to look at BRO Williams. He's 2.2 seconds ahead of Jared, clear out front. Why don't we ride on board with him? You know, just crank it up. Why not? Just sit back, listen to the Racing Point travel its way around the streets of Monaco. Oh, I'm going to have to interrupt that. There has been a DNF and a safety car. B-Dunk has wrecked in the swimming pool chicane, it appears. Yes, you could see him right there. I have a good feeling what happened. I think he was coming through the chicane, approaching the swimming pool chicane, the very fast flick to the left and flick to the right after to Bach. I think he lost the back end there and piled into the wall on the left, causing that tire to break off of the car. That will be the end of the night for B-Dunk now in 12th. He was hoping for a clean run here tonight. Wasn't too clean from the get-go, and now he is out of the race, unfortunately. Sorry for the B-Dunk fans. Williams was kind of nice to just ride on board there and chill along board with him, but we have been interrupted by a safety car. Will drivers pit? That's a good question here. Very hard to pass, as we have noted many times. But tires have been beneficial, as we've seen. Williams was able to get around Jared on faster rubber. Not fresher. And some of these other guys as well, including Ryan, was able to get around Pirandi on a fresher, softer set of tires. So let's see if some of these guys pit. It looks like Hoopalicious has come in. Yes, he has, as well as Deer Hunter repairing that front wing. He had damage. Behind him, Master Berserk as well. These two have been nose to tail the whole race, it appears. And they're going to leave the pits right nose to tail as well. Now 7th and 8th. Pirandi stays out. And the safety car really helps Pirandi because he pitted not too long ago. So it makes sense to stay out for him. It's going to get him past some of these guys who had gotten around him on strategy. So look at that for Pirandi. This is something that he can capitalize on. As Hoopalicious, who was effectively 3rd, is now in 4th due to the fact that he pitted and New Zealand Ryan did not. He has been on those tires since the last VSC, or the last safety car. Let's get the detail on each of those tires. Yes, you can see New Zealand Ryan has done 20 laps on those mediums, and Hoop has now put on a fresh set of hards, oddly enough. Would have thought he had another set of mediums, but no, he has thrown on the white wall hards here. So let's see what he can do on that fresher rubber to try and get around New Zealand Ryan. Going to be a very tall ask. We know how tough this guy is to pass. Behind them, look at this, by the way. I haven't said his name once tonight, I don't think. Number 1, FinFan. I think looked at him once in qualifying, but not in the race. Here he is in 5th place. Going to have a very solid run here. He has stayed out once the safety car came out, and he's now in 5th place. So a lot further up from where he would have been had he pitted. So this is a good strategy for number 1 FinFan, if you ask me. Up in 5th place, see what he can do to hold on to it. He's going to have Pirandi, who's, I'd say, the better driver, the quicker driver. Oh, Hoopalicious has gone around on this. Oh, no. FinFan, you just got to drive through him, bud. Just drive through him. Oh, I guess he... Oh, no. And now Pirandi is going to get around FinFan. The game makes him give that back. I don't think it will. Yes, Hold on, this is strange. Looks like the game has given... I don't like that. So Hoopalicious... Here's what happens. So Hoopalicious has gone around in... Oh, no, actually, look at that. Pirandi does pick up a 5-second time penalty for that. So that... Okay, very strong. All right, let's sum this up. Hoopalicious went around under safety car at a Valtteri Bottas 2017 at China almost. Lost it in the casino section under safety car. Very strange out of Hoopalicious, a top-tier driver there. Number 1 FinFan caught up to it, saw him sideways on the track. I do believe Hoop was ghosted, though. It looked like he was. FinFan could have driven straight through him and taken, rightfully would have been his position, but instead he hit the brakes. By the time Pirandi came, Hoopalicious was already straightened back out. FinFan was just sitting there, and Pirandi went right past him. So that's going to promote Pirandi up into 5th place, but he does take a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so I do believe he will take a penalty for getting around FinFan there. But at the same time, I don't think FinFan was being told by the stewards to go back around Pirandi, so we're going to have to get that story in its entirety after the race. Not too sure what happened there, but it's like, a lot of mistakes there from the stewarding, it looks like to me. Not too sure why my FinFan wasn't clear to go through. I think he should have just gone through Hoopalicious. He's entitled to that position because he's not holding he's not holding pace speed here under yellow. So I don't know. That's going to go down a sour taste in the mouth of FinFan, I believe. He loses a position to Pirandi, but at the same time, it's a mouth for Pirandi because he picks up a 5-second time penalty, clipping through FinFan. So we'll see how this plays out here. We can have penalties removed, obviously, in the appeals after the race. Not too sure how it will go down. But got to focus on the current situation with that aside. It is going to be 10 laps to go. Laps here. It'll be 11 to go when they hit the line this time by BRL Williams has been leading for a long time now. Ever since the last restart, he was able to get around DRC Jared. He's been holding that lead ever since. But looks like Jared is going to be able to have a chance at redemption here. Is in the same position that Williams was. Difference is the tire has swung back around in the direction of Jared. 22 laps on hards. Those hards are going to be a lot grippier than 22 laps on the medium. So let's see what Jared can do now that that gap has been cut down to 0. Safety car is coming in this time by, so we're going to have a restart right here, right now, for the 3rd time here tonight. 2nd time being a full course safety car. First was a VSC if you're just tuning in. There they are coming out of turn 19. For the 28th time, getting green here. Hard on the gas as Williams really steps on it, almost loses the back end there, but we are green. Green flag of the air, now up the hill they go out of Sand of Up. Williams under pressure from DRC Jared. This is where the pass came from Williams last time on the restart, but Jared not able to get alongside. It was not a mistake made whatsoever by Williams coming out of that first corner. Was able to keep it clean. Was behind them, New Zealand Ryan and Hoopalicious all over these guys as well. Hoopalicious is going to want to try and get back around New Zealand Ryan, get back into that 3rd place that he has had this entire race almost. Loses the back end there though, so that's not going to be a good idea if he wants to but catch up to New Zealand Ryan and get around him. Behind Hoopalicious, Pirandi there in 5th place on those mediums. So let's see what Pirandi can do. He's on 8-lap mediums here. Those are going to be a lot grippier than those fresh hards. And now who picks up a 3-second time penalty? FinFan as well. A lot of these guys going very deep into Novel Chicane. Sets up an overtake for Deer Hunter getting the left side of FinFan. And look at Master Berserk looking at the left side of FinFan going through the swimming pool section. That's not going to work. They're not coming through the chicane, and Master Berserk wisely gets out of it, but FinFan was way out of position due to that attempt made down the left side by Master Berserk. No contact for Master Berserk. He goes straight to the back end of FinFan, shoves him into the wall, straight up dumps him going through the final corner. That's not going to go over well with the stewards as well as FinFan, as he now has gone from effectively 5th, where he could have been on the restart, down to 11th, dead last of the runners, moving Mean 10th. So Mean Fern, who's been in dead last the whole night, is now in the points. Got to give him the credit for sticking it out tonight. Man, he's been capitalizing on the mistakes of others and the misfortune of others, and the newest misfortune has to be for number 1 FinFan. Master Berserk going to get a little bit of a talking to. That one just kind of went straight into him. I mean, FinFan backed up the corner a little bit, but he does have wing damage, as you can see. That right end plate is gone on that Alfa Romeo. He had to go slow through the final corner. Master Berserk just dissipate it, went straight into the back of him. So that's something that will be not too sure, though. But either way, got to look back at the leaders. It is 10 laps to go now. If something has happened to Burraps, never mind. Yes, he has wrecked into the Novel Chicane. The second we look away from that midfield battle, another incident has taken place. The wall, front wing damage, left side is destroyed on that front wing. Gonna have to coast around here, possibly retire in the pits. Oh, DRS is enabled. Never mind. I thought it's a disabled. Thought we had another safety car. But it has been enabled, as it has been now the 3rd lap after the safety car restart. But either way, ABR Burraps is just going to bring it in the pits here, repair that car, possibly retire. See what FinFan does. He has also pitted to put on a new front wing. No penalty to serve here. They're able to work on the car right off the bat. He's going to put on a set of softs. So a chance for fastest lap here for FinFan, funnily enough. And behind him, yes, here is Burraps putting on... Oh no, Mean Fern has left the session. That's not good for him. He is in 9th place, though. Got a big gap to behind him of FinFan, so though... I don't think he can be caught, but let's shoot him an invite anyway. I don't want him to be disadvantaged here in any way. Send it. There we go. So Mean Fern has been sent the invite back. Let's hope he can get back in here and take control of that car before this thing's out. It's 9 laps to go. You never know. FinFan can catch up. I mean, these AI cars go very slowly when the Ghost takes over. 29 seconds could disappear in a heartbeat. For Mean, the way back up to the front. Looks like things are tightening up for the lead. There's now 8 laps to go coming across the line, beginning lap 32 out of 39. Williams here coming out of turn number 1. Looks like he is losing the back end a little bit more on those older mediums. DRC Jared really starting to come to him with those hards that he put on 26 laps ago. Yes, look at that, Williams. As I said, he's losing the back end a lot more now that those tires are older. Those mediums, as we have predicted, we're going to wear out than those hards. So far, it's looking advantage Jared, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get the move done. Catching the guy is one thing, he's caught up, but it's about getting around him now, and this is the hardest place on the circuit to get a move done. Behind them, New Zealand Ryan kind of just riding in third, got an even gap in front and behind. Half a second ahead, half a second behind is Hoopalicious there in fourth. Pirandi all over Hoopalicious, by the way. As no, Williams has lost it coming out of Nouvelle Chicane. He has choked it away from the lead. DRC Jared has been promoted up into the lead. It's now Mercedes 1-2. What has happened is it's now a virtual safety car. I said it, Williams was losing the back end like crazy on those tires. They took a lot of wear. Yeah, and he has now got a very destroyed front wing, got barely anything. I'm surprised it's even still there. That's probably dark orange on both sides as he's now stopped on track. Trying to let these guys go through, it appears. But they're stopping for him. Not too sure what's going on. A lot of miscommunications between the competitors here tonight. We've seen it numerous times. And just in safety car, letting guys through and letting others go. But Williams is not going to be happy with himself. He just straight up lost it and dropped it coming out of the Nouvelle Chicane. Hands the race over to the Mercedes of Jared and New Zealand Ryan. New Zealand Ryan, who said a week ago that he was not going to win this weekend, is now sitting in second place. And depending on how the penalties are, he could be in the lead for all I know. So let's see what happens as it continues. Green flag is back in the air now as they come through Portier, lap 33 of 39. Here we are going through the tunnel now. Slipstream train coming now down to the Nouvelle Chicane. Still cannot believe that happened. Williams off screen completely lost it. Spun out in front of the leader. Surprisingly was not contact with anyone behind him. I think he might have ghosted. But either way, Jared has been able to come out with this with an extreme advantage. His tires are going to be doing a lot better than some of these other guys. Aside from Hoopalicious, who's back in the podium, thanks to the misfortune of the Racing Point of Williams, who's, by the way, still in 10th place, so still but not where it could have been. He was up in the lead. Could have won the Monaco Grand Prix, a crown jewel event. He's going to have to wait for next season. Here we are going up the hill for the 34th time now. Looks like New Zealand Ryan has been given a lot of pressure now by Hoopalicious on those hards. Those hards, yes, they are harder than the mediums, but they are a lot fresher, as you can see on the graphic on the left. He's got a lot more grip right now than the Mercedes ahead. Hoopalicious, Pirandi, only 4/10 back. And Deer Hunter, by the way, on softs, right behind these guys as well. Good chance that Deer Hunter can make something happen here before the race. He's got the freshest rubber, the fastest rubber of these guys. So let's see what he can do. Behind them, though, a long way behind them, Mean Fern in 7th, kind of just riding. He has not rejoined after the invite I sent. So it looks like he is just calling it a night here, surprisingly enough. He's having a solid run here in 7th now. I would have rejoined because Neymar is going to be catching really quickly, clipping through him. Behind them, though, FinFan is so far behind, I don't think that'll be an issue for Mean Fern. He should be able to hold on to 8th at the very minimum. Here they are coming through La Rascasse now. They'll be approaching 5 to go this time by. Yes, 5 laps to go once they hit the line right here, beginning lap 35 of 39. Do you see Jared, your leader? Mean Fern, actually, now he has joined. The second I said, it looks like he wasn't coming back. He is back. Going to take over that car as quick as he can. Behind Jared, New Zealand Ryan still holding up Hoopalicious, only 2/10 back. Let's ride on board Hoopalicious, see what he can do behind New Zealand Ryan. Here they are coming through the Lowe's hairpin. It is first gear for Hoopalicious right there. We've been seeing it tonight between first and second gear users of that hairpin. B.R. Williams takes fastest lap of the race, as he should look like the quickest all night. Now that he's got those softs, he's able to punch in a lap time that will give him that bonus point. But it's definitely not the points totals that he was going to want. As now it looks like something has happened to New Zealand Ryan. Yes! Of course, the second I look away, something has happened to New Zealand Ryan. He's either gone straight or directed into the Nouvelle. It's like he has gone straight, missed the braking point, as he does not have any damage to that front wing. And wow, that puts Deer Hunter on the podium now. He's been riding in the midfield all night long, but here he is in 3rd place now. Wow, Deer Hunter's just been managing this race rather well, if you ask me. Now in 3rd place, gotta give it to him. But New Zealand Ryan, he's going to be a bit frustrated with himself unless he did have some help. Didn't get a look at it, so I'm not too sure what just happened. Sorry we didn't see it. But New Zealand Ryan now down in 6th place, goes from 2nd all the way down to 6th, just like that. Neymar has clipped through Mean Fern. Yes, he's gotten around him right as Mean Fern takes control of the car. That's really unfortunate, so he's going to have to try and get around him. as now New Zealand Ryan has gotten past Master Berserk. He's gotten a position back there. So good stuff from New Zealand Ryan to get that done going down Maribel. It looked like he got that move completed in. Hoopalicious, by the way, in 4th place. Looks like in the craziness of what just happened to New Zealand Ryan, it caused Deer Hunter to get around Hoop. So Hoop is still in 4th, although a driver in front of him made a mistake. So it looks like he's going to have to settle for 4th here unless Deer Hunter has some penalties. And the driver's ahead as well. Parandi really benefiting, by the way. Race has turned out. Once again, we have said he is a competitor right now to New Zealand Ryan in the championship. And this is a good run for him to have 18 points there in 2nd place with Ryan down in 5th, only getting 10. It's going to be an 8-point gain here now for Parandi. Not too much. I mean, it's a 63-point gap, but any gain here or there will help close that gap back down, tightening this up before the end of the season, come round 22. So let's see if this night really is, let's see if this night really does pay dividends at the very end of the season. If Parandi's close on it going into Abu Dhabi, we will know why. All comes from Monaco. In front of him, DRC Jared, 2.1 seconds ahead. It looks like that's going to be settled there, unless Jared makes a mistake. We've seen it where one of these front runners has choked it away. Well, not even one, it's been 2 now. These front runners choking it away, running right up at the front. Let's hope Jared isn't the next one. Riding up here in the lead right now. He could just coast, I think, from the end now. It's going to be 2 to go when he hits the line, 38 of 39. So he's just going to ride here. Not worth pushing too hard. Not even worth trying to go for fastest lap. That will belong to Williams. He's on those softs. That is not going to be something possible for Jared here. He's just going to try and bring it home, as Williams has actually picked up damage on both sides of his front wing. Doesn't have an end plate on either end. So this night just goes from bad to worse for him. In the end, though, I don't think that's going to affect very much. That's, by the way, why do I keep looking away? I got to stop looking away for New Zealand Ryan. Well, he just got around Hoopalicious, who was all over him early in this stint. And wow, he's just been able to get right past him. Is now Hoopalicious has been passed by Master Berserk as well. What is going on with Hoopalicious here? Something's not right. Yes, he has broken the front wing. Yes, let's take a look at it. Yes, doesn't have an end plate on either side. Really suffering with understeer. Left side of the front wing is destroyed. Only one vein left, it appears. Gonna have to try and run here. He hit the wall somewhere, and that's really unfortunate for him. But luckily, he has a big gap to BRL Neymar behind. Goes up on 3 wheels there, going down the lowest hairpin. Does not have the proper downforce to take that corner. Ahead of him, Master Berserk, by the way. Got to give him a respectable drive here. Up to 5th place. Started, I believe. He's up into 5th now. Also had a very little run here tonight as well. We'll see that when they come across and take the checkered flag here tonight and see who was your biggest mover from tonight's race. Master Berserk gets in the wall a little bit right there, and you can see he is missing an end plate on the left side. But it's late in the race. That doesn't matter too much anymore. White flag is in the air for DRC Jared. One more time around for Monaco, and he will be a winner here tonight. He has not won this season. Best finish 2nd, and he's done that 2 times in a row now. 2nd place from Zandvoort. 2nd place from Barcelona as well. As now looks like something has happened with Williams and Burreps. Burreps has gone up. Not too sure. Looks like he kind of lost it in a Novel chicane. Could have sworn that Williams was ahead of him already, but either way. You now see the Renault making mistakes there behind last of the current runners. So not ideal for him. He's going to be the only one who finishes to not score any points tonight. Unless Williams has a lot of penalties. Don't think he does, though. Coming through the tunnel for the final time for DRC Jared. 2.3 seconds ahead as now Neymar's getting around Hoopalicious. Yes, Hoop. Oh, my God. Hoop has completely lost that front wing now. It's just completely gone. He's going to be really struggling to get this lap done. And looks like Mean Fern might actually catch up. We'll see. 9.5 seconds is the gap, but that will close down in a heartbeat, as we've seen numerous times due to front wing damage tonight. But either way, coming around turn 19, the final corner for the final time. DRC Jared going to put down the power, come across the line, take the checkered flag to win his first race of the season. DRC Jared takes the Monaco Grand Prix. Very good run here for him. As Parandi's going to come across the line in 2nd, takes the title fight back to Ryan a little bit. Deer Hunter in 3rd place in his first podium of the season. Good to see it from him. And New Zealand Ryan's going to have to settle for 4th after making a mistake there, running in 2nd. With only a few laps left to go, he's going to be shaking his head a little bit of what could Master Berserk at 5th place. Very solid run for him, not having the greatest season on points himself. As Neymar, by the way, 6th place. That is his first points finish of the season. It comes up Monaco. Good stuff, Neymar. Got to give him credit. Hoopalicious in 7th. Not going to be satisfied with that. He was on the podium all night long. threw it away right at the end with wing damage. And number 1 Finn Fan in 8th after the craziness of the restart with getting hit by Master Berserk. He was able to come back and finish 8th, so got to give it to him. That will be his first points finish of the season as Neymar actually gets driver of the day. How about that? Let's see if that's actually who I agree with as being driver of the day, but the game has chosen him. That tells me that he has been the biggest mover of the night, that being Neymar probably. So we'll take a look at that in a minute when it comes up. But right now we see our podium finishers celebrating there at the top of that podium there, being DRC Jared. Very well managed race. Wasn't the quickest, but he took advantage of the mistakes of his competitors. Biggest one of them all being Williams, choking it away out of the lead. That's just really unfortunate for him. Not gonna lie, I kind of hope to see him win that here tonight, but he's just gonna have to wait for another time. They're celebrating with Jared, that being Parandi, as well as Deer Hunter, who's going to be very happy to be up top of that podium. Our official running order here now as it loads up on the screen. Fastest lap of the race goes to Moose. It'll be 2 points for him there in 10th place. A lot of penalties, but didn't shake up the order very much. You can see your running order there being DRC Jared, your winner. BRL Parandi, 2nd place. Deer Hunter rounding out that podium. Place belongs to New Zealand Ryan. Master Berserk 5th. BRL Neymar 6th. 7th place belongs to Hoopalicious. Definitely not where he respectfully should have finished, but that's where he's going to have to deal with. 8th place belongs to number 1 Finn Fan. A solid run here for night. Up and down, but in the end, it's going to be his first points result here in BRL, so got to give him the credit. 9th place belongs to Mean Fern. Good. I mean, he had the disconnection. He was running in the back all night long. He finishes in the points. Got to give him credit as well. BRL Williams rounds out the points finishes, but that's not where he should have been, as we know. ABR Baraps is the only other driver to finish the race. Everyone is a DNF on the bottom. First one, highest up, being B-Dunk, who wrecked it in the swimming pool chicane right there with 10 laps to go in the race about. So that will do it for your race, and it is now time to get the podium drivers in here for the post-race interview. I gotta say, Monaco doesn't tend. That one was a pretty good race. Would have been nice to have someone alongside to enjoy that with me, but either way, glad to have you tonight. Had a solid crowd here for Monaco. Not too many people tend to turn on the Monaco Grand Prix for BRL, but we had a solid crowd here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. For you guys who did, solid numbers here tonight. Let's get those guys now in the party for their post-race interview, first of which will be DRC Jared. So we have sent Jared the invite now. He has joined the party. Gotta send it now to what is Deer Hunter as well as. Let's get them in here. Looks like he's actually left the session, so I'm gonna have to search him up. But Jared, are you in here? Just make sure you got that box checked. We can get this interview going. All right. Well, I don't think you expected to win this race. Williams seemed to have this thing covered off the time he'd gotten past you. Sit away. What was going through your mind when I came?
Well, first of all, that move you made of me was like one of the worst overtakes I think someone's done on me. He absolutely nearly fenced me at turn 1, and it was bumping me all the way up into turn 3. And then, yeah, Novo in front of me, and then made like contact, which wasn't really contact, and then I tried to get out of it and he still kept on going, so there wasn't much I could do for him. But yeah, I was pretty pissed off after that first move, so I was pushing quite hard for the rest of the race, trying to get back to him.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised you didn't take any damage. So you're saying that he ghosted coming out of Novel chicane because he was very close to you guys. Surprised there was no damage given.
Yeah, like initially leaving the chicane he got a bit sideways, and then coming off the chicane, he ghosted in front of me, and then we made lag contact, if you want to call it that, and then yeah, I got out of the throttle for a bit, but he's already gone, so yeah, don't know much else I can say.
Yeah, well, you say that overtake that he made on you wasn't the greatest in the world. He was capitalizing on those fresher tires and faster tires that he had, but right at the end, it looked like you were catching him anyway. Due to the fact that you were on the hards, he was on the mediums, do you think it would have been possible to get around him had he not made that mistake?
Yeah, because I knew from RRL yesterday, Ryan said his tires were on like 75%, and that's pitting on like that 9 or 10, whether he pitted. So I knew his were going to properly drop off at the end. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, Monaco, very difficult racetrack. You're able to get it done here tonight. Now that you've won here, I think you can win anywhere. Next week you go to Baku, a very different street circuit, but another street circuit just like we had here tonight. Can we see a similar performance out of you, or is this something where anyone else really can take it to the top, try and win that race?
I don't know. It's not particularly my best track. Obviously, Ryan win again, but it's a pretty good track for him, so hopefully he does well after he... I saw him have a spin behind me. I think he made contact with Hoop or whatever, but yeah, bit of a shame, but hopefully better next week.
Yep, all right. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. Was a lucky position to be in. Maybe a bit of karma that you were able to get back after the overtake that we saw early in the stages. Congrats on that. Good race, run well, and you were able to come out on top, so good stuff. So now second place does belong to Pirani, but as we've seen numerous times this season, he does not tend to accept the invite to the post-race interview for some reason. Not too sure why that is. So instead, we're going to skip right over to Deer Hunter, who I think has been waiting for this race since, I don't know, 2 years ago. He finished on the podium here tonight, comes in third. How's it feel, man? It's your first of the season.
Oh my gosh, it's like you said, it's been a long time coming because I'm so good here. It's just literally the past 3 seasons, I just get caught up in other people's mess. So, I had my best qualifying of the season, I think. I qualified like 4th or 5th. And, yeah, it was just
start, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bad start. That was a bad deal. And I was able to get around him, thankfully. And then the safety car. And then I got stuck behind Pirandi, who had wing damage, and he was just parking it like a bus. Then I got around him. Then literally the lap, the second safety car came out, I got damaged. So I was like, you know what? Let's chuck on them softs and see what we can about. And Hoop and Ryan decided to kill each other, and I was like, bye-bye, let's go. And I didn't even realize I had a shot at P2 because I had 2 penalties. I was just focused on the gap to Ryan. Ryan got around Hoop. I was going to have to start saying my prayers. And I was able to keep the gap above 6. I didn't even realize Pirani had penalties. I didn't know if I could have gotten around him. I could have gotten P2. But, heck, I'm just happy with a podium, man. It's a shame for my teammate. I don't know what other people are seeing. All I know is I was at the back of the train and I saw Jared hit him and spin him around. I don't know what exactly happened. That's what I saw. I saw him just sort of hit him and spin him around, and that's it. So that's all I know about that. But he had that race won. I got to give a shout out to my teammate. We both worked hard all week to put ourselves in these positions, and I didn't do the best job of it. Obviously, he did, and he was going to win that race until the contact happened. But, man, I'm excited. I got a podium! Woohoo!
Before we talk about some unknowns about those final few laps, gotta bring up real quick. It was about midway through the race. There was an incident with B-Dunk, I believe, where you were coming out of the final corner. He was right in front of you, and it looked like there was a little bit of contact, and B-Dunk had to make a big save down the front stretch to keep that car pointed straight. Was there contact on your screen, or what exactly happened through there?
There wasn't. The only person I made contact with, I think, was FinFan heading into the bus stop. I was up his inside, okay, and he tried to turn in on me, and I sort of backed out of it, and he sort of cut it off straight, and then he let me have the spot back because it was my spot. But it was weird. I could get up to his B-Dunk's gearbox at Rascast, and once you're so tight, you're gonna tap wheels a little bit. But I wasn't as good in the fight. But he was just able to get the rotation, and he just got loose in front of me, and I was like, okay, if you're gonna spin, I'll take the position. Thank you.
Of course. Well, now let's talk about that very end of the race. You were on those softs, as we saw there at the end. Do you think it would have been possible to get around some of those guys? I know how confident you are in your pace of this racetrack. How confident are you in your ability to get moves done? You were on that fresher rubber. Had they not made mistakes and gone around, could you have worked your way up through the field, do you think?
To be honest, I don't think so. The last 3 laps they were done. I didn't want to go on to softs. I just didn't have another set of mediums. So it was sort of either you choose softs or hards, and you're not going to choose hard 11 to go. That's just, you'd be an idiot. So yeah, it was really tough to pass. I mean, obviously it's Monaco, it's hard to pass, but like I had several opportunities around B-Dunk and Perondi, for example, heading down at the end of sector 1 before the right-hander, before the hairpin, and I'd get such good runs, and they'd just park it on the apex. I'd have several good runs on people. I mean, even heading up the hill into the left-handers, I'd be side by side, and they'd stick it around the outside. So it's, it's nothing you can do but say GG and find another lap. So, but yeah, especially with the soft dying at the end, I don't think I could have, but I definitely think I could have maybe gotten 1 or 2 of them. It's just a shame what happened there at the end with a lot of that contact, but other aspects of it, not really, because I got a podium. So.
All right, well, before we round this thing out, just one final question involving next week. We go to Baku, Azerbaijan, another street track. Assuming your pace was good here tonight, I'm sure you like those street tracks. What's your opinion on Baku, and do you think we can see another Deer Hunter podium next week?
Not unless 19 people wreck. I absolutely hate Baku. It's one of my worst tracks. It's really weird. I'm good at Monaco, but I'm terrible at Baku, for example. So I hate it, and it's just gonna be one of those things where you got to salvage it. I'm probably gonna be stuck in that 9th to 13th range if I'm lucky. It's just, but a lot of people tend to wreck out there. I think I got 7th last year. So hopefully they all, get crazy eyes and try to wreck each other and murder each other, and maybe we can get a point or 2.
All right, well, congratulations on the run here tonight. That should solidly move you up in the top 10 in the point standings here tonight, and after a lot of retirees and a lot of misfortune for some others. So congrats on that. It's a podium here tonight. Hopefully we can see it happen again next time. It's a lot of fun to have you in here.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, you too. Well, that will do it, Monaco. It has been round 7, the Monaco Grand Prix. Once again, I tend to see a lot of craziness and a lot of action, but we had both tonight. It was really something to look at, and if you haven't watched this live, definitely enjoy to have you look back at the replay here. It'll be posted on YouTube a week from now. It'll be available on Twitch come the end of this. Has been round 7, the Monaco Grand Prix, coming to you. Circuit de Monaco and Monte Carlo. Once again, I'm Daniel Stevens, coming to you live this week. I'll be back next week from Baku, Azerbaijan. Hope to have you there. We'll see you.